So, everyone, um, that Modern Warfare 3 campaign, and wow, just, just wow. I see on online and videos all over that I'm not the only one who doesn't like this campaign. It's fucking trash compared to the third installment of the original MW3 in fucking 2011. But I'll say this. I won't say I completely hated everything in this campaign. The ideas like an open world map are interesting, and using maps from Warzone could have been cool if done right. Right? So, let's talk about the actual story for right now. Like I said, it's dog shit. But long story short, Makarov is on the loose, using a PMC to do his dirty work as an ultranationalist of Russia, and it's up to Task Force 141 to stop him. Well, not really stop him is the right word. More like chase after his shadow and then realize it wasn't him the entire time, and they couldn't really properly investigate. And that's it. They didn't really get Makarov in the end. This is where I have to talk about my problems with this Makarov, right? The Makarov in the older Modern Warfare series was someone who could control the room with his presence. Doesn't need to talk in riddles and to sound smart, and doesn't really need to insult you to sort of get his point across. He normally just goes ahead and speaks with his actions, right? And his plan actually worked to a good degree. So well that it fucking started Three. World War Three. I don't know why I had such a problem saying that. But this Makarov has his core followers, his groupies, as you will. But the thing is that he isn't moving the hearts and minds of these soldiers with his acts and his charisma or ideology. It's money. It's money. He's using a PMC to further his ideas in a more faster, efficient way, I suppose. But it's just money. If someone comes in and just buys all them out, I think he would be shut out of luck. He couldn't do everything the way he wanted. So that's a thing. But in the older Modern Warfare, Makarov was made to be the successor antagonist when Zakhaev was killed in the first Modern Warfare, where it was he who took the group after it was he who took over the group after Zakhaev's death, in a direction that led to the events of Modern Warfare 2 and 3. So in essence, this Makarov was essentially just made to be the guy pulling the strings in the background of everything going on in this version, in the reboot of Modern Warfare. And it was all revealed, not in the damn games, but in a Warzone event, I suppose. And I'm just sitting there like, why? Like, this shit's dumb. Why not have it be... Like, we all knew Makarov was going to be here, but, his reveal was in a Warzone event. And not everybody plays Warzone, Not everyone's just going to tune in for that. But, they probably heard about it and stuff. That's why we see Makarov here. If I'm wrong about his first, actual reveal being in Warzone, let me know. His origins, from what I read, also, are different from the OG Makarov, where why he is so obsessed with Urzikstan is because it was his first failure there, when the people rose up and took back their home. When Farah, that mission with Farah when she was a kid and stuff like that, that was because of Makarov. I could be wrong. I don't think I'm wrong, because I'm pretty sure, when the people rose up to take back everything, it was his first failure. And, this explains his infatuation with the place, and that's why there's so much emphasis on the place. It's because he's a sore fucking loser. He also left the Russian military because of this, because he was told no to taking it back, and I thought it was funny as fuck. In the OG, Makarov was ruthless even in the military. He was doing war crimes. He was being investigated for fucking human rights violations, which forced him to leave the army. His superiors didn't back him up, so that is why he resented the current leadership of the military in Russia. He didn't fuck up, he didn't fuck up, in his mind. In his mind, he didn't fuck up. But, after this, he did some fucked up shit, and his talents caught Zakai's attention and recruited him. Honestly, I wouldn't even say anything this Makarov did was amazing or cunning or anything. Anyone could pay a PMC to do everything he did. Anyone could cause a distraction. Anyone could be smart enough to frame a whole other group for his crimes, especially if they have ties to the area, right, to the same place as Farah. All right, nothing this Makarov did was amazing. He wasn't really cunning. He just knew when to act, and he just wasn't really stupid. Not really, I suppose. And that's all I have to say about that for now. Another character that I'm annoyed by in this whole series was Shepard. Here he is, a dumbed down he's dumbed down to a realistic point, I suppose. But what we love about OG Shepard was how crazy he was. Like, seriously, his obsession with being the hero, rewriting history, and trying to make America the most dominant country in the world by any means, by destroying her enemies, no matter what. Baller as fuck. Like, that's a crazy ass goal, right? But the way he went about the way he went about it was just so fucked up and crazy. Betraying our his fellow soldiers, and doing some really shady shit. It was just it was compelling writing. He was a compelling character. He was a great character, and now he's just this. He was General fucking Shepard. You knew who he was when he came in with a cigar, the uniform, the beret. Man was fucking amazing. Like, his voice immediately inspired, like, oh shit, it's Shepard, right? Now he's just some lump of incompetent crap, right? All this Shepard cared about was his reputation. Nothing more, nothing less. He just wanted the win, no matter what. Sure, he helped our allies by any means, even if it was illegal, but his fucking actions, were the cause for so much crap in the first place, right? It's just sad to see Shepard not die to prize his hands because of his desire to burn his name into the history books as a hero, but to die because of his own incompetence. Alright, let's talk about some other stuff, because I'm pissing myself off. I'm pissing myself off with these characters that I genuinely just thought were great characters, and then, they're kind of, pieces of shit, right? They're nothing compared to, the originals. But let's get into it. Soap's death felt unimportant. The pacing was all over the place. The gas that was used here, yeah, also something they showed in the Warzone event, I suppose. And they showed where they showed Makarov. The missiles being stolen was funny, as the Connie group just popped up out of nowhere, and the ULF and Shadow Company were there. So I don't know how they just jumped on top of them. I don't know what the fuck happened, but overall, it's just a mess. So these are just a good bit of my gripes. How can we fix it? Well, first off, we got to talk about the goal for this game, and what to set up if Makarov is to be set to stay alive, and the story being short. I think the first mission should have been the Verdansk mission, where they encounter Makarov for the first time. Instead of having him speak riddles, insulting them, and just acting like the smartest person in the room, he would for the most part be a quiet guy, not really saying much, but sort of having the face of, hey, you may have gotten me, but my plans are still, in action. Because if Makarov will slip between their fingers by causing Price and Soap to choose between saving people's lives or chasing him. This will count as their first encounter with Makarov, and, seeing how he has set plans in place to make sure that, he will go ahead and, manipulate them in some way, shape, or form. The next mission will be infiltrating the Gulag, like the first mission was of this game. But not to break out Makarov, no, but to break out a legendary ultranaturalist who was thought to be dead, Zakhaev. Zakhaev would become Makarov's ally and second in command after Makarov would value him as an equal to help destroy the West and distract them by attacking the ULF using their ultranationalist, Connie, and Al-Qatala forces, being as ruthless as Makarov and stuff like that, committing war crimes and almost breaking the ULF. Things are going down, right, in Uzbekistan, and it might cause the death of Farah or Alex. I would prefer Alex to add more death, to the whole series, right? This would prompt the team to split up. Ghost and Gaz go to help Farah and Alex deal with Zakhaev in a full-scale war, larger open combat maps, and ally and enemy NPCs around, to spice everything up, and complete objectives. Price and Soap would go after Makarov in the classic COD fashion, gameplay with linear type missions, gathering intel for Gaz and Ghost on their side while chasing Makarov. With everything going on, Shepard would reappear to try and use the situation in Urzikstan to his advantage, planning to use this war to wipe out remnants of Al-Qatala, cripple the Ultranationalists, and the Connie group. This wouldn't sit right with Laswell, who warns the team that Shepard is personally leading U.S. troops into Urzikstan, along with Shadow Company to clean up the mess. This would cause risk between everyone involved for obvious reasons, right? As Shepard brings more firepower to help, but his and Graves' methods are too extreme because they're just going ahead and destroying and killing whatever moves for the most part. Our heroes could do nothing but try and kill Zakhaev before any more damage could be done. With his forces slowly being back to his position, Zakhaev had a plan that would cause massive problems for everyone involved, honestly, even Makarov. So, as everyone would be racing to Zakhaev's position, even being on top of his position, Zakhaev would activate a bomb blowing up the facility and spreading the lethal gas, the Nova gas that they have, all over the area, killing untold numbers of men and women and children and all types of people on both sides. With Ghost Gas and Farah and anybody still alive, if Alex is still alive, if you want to keep him around, getting out with minor to not really critical injuries, but sort of in the middle, right? Sort of in the middle, right? Now, because of their reckless act of just pushing and pushing, Shepard and Graves have sent countless men to their deaths, men and women to their deaths. The two would argue, and Shepard would kill Graves, assuming command of Shadow Company. Shepard would immediately use his remaining resources while keeping his superiors on hold, to find Makarov, causing problems for Soap and Price, who are basically on top of him, who are about to find him. Soap and Price would finally go ahead and track him down near a Russian airport, where Soap and Price would make their way over to this airport before you play as Makarov, enacting this version of No Russian, while you as Makarov and 3 of his ultranationalists putting on special masks as you mow down civilians, police, and the like. Soap and Price would try and chase you, and by this time Makarov would end up at the security room, doing some business there, and leaving. Before, Price could catch up, Makarov would issue an order to switch to Plan B. Oh god, Plan B. Price and Soap, I don't know why in my script it says soup here, but that's kind of funny, would confront Makarov, towards the VIP room, where Makarov would ask if they regret not coming after him in Verdansk, or would they do it again, as a hijacked plane would crash into the airport with tons of gas being spread over, causing massive destruction, gas all over. You know the deal, classic COD, crazy fashion. With the gas spreading and destruction all around, Makarov would get up to tell the two the same sort of scenario that they could follow. Would you chase me, or will you go ahead and help these people before leaving? Not willing to let innocents die, the two would fight towards the control room to release all the exits and use the sprinkler system to help slow down the gas. Price and Soap would be understandably angry, having to go ahead and let Makarov escape again, until Laswell tells them that they need to extract now. Confused, Laswell will tell them that Makarov has uploaded a video of Task Force 141 shooting up that specific airport that he just went ahead and shot up. Makarov would use a hacker's expertise in experimental technology to make the special mask that they were wearing create a filter on the wearer's face, replacing their face with someone else's on any camera that sees them. Makarov would also reveal Shepard illegally sending missiles to foreign allies, which, he stole prior. Makarov could play it in a way where he stole them so the missiles would have been used on fellow Russians and use the West weapons against them to sort of get, people to see him in a more popular light, in a more better light than what he has now. This would send Shepard over the edge and drive him more to catch Makarov, but first he needs to catch Ghost and Gaz, and he knows that ULF won't allow that, so in the next game a conflict between the two would come to a head. Because of all this, the task force has been disbanded and branded traitors due to the quote-unquote evidence making them war criminals all around. This would cause Soap and Price to try and extract, but with the overwhelming forces, Soap and Price would be taken into custody, ending Modern Warfare 3 with Makarov winning again, causing more chaos in the West while also increasing his own popularity within Russia as well. And that is where my quote unquote version of Modern Warfare 3 would have ended, right? I feel like this version would have been better than what we got. Of course, I would feel like, but if you do, let me know. I think that would be kind of cool that you guys, think that my version would be kind of cool. But I want to hear yours. I want to hear your versions of my story, or just your entirely original like Modern Warfare 3 campaign. I want to hear it. I want to see it. I just wanted to make the story feel more like Call of Duty, like back in the day. Plenty of ways to improve it all. So, is my version better? Or is it worse? Do you have a better version? Would you like to share it? Comment down below. This has been Sinnerman. Stay healthy, stay safe, mentally, emotionally, and physically. Peace.